virtually at the same time, and I actually was in attendance of that virtual meeting. And the co-chairs wanted me to publicly ask you folks, is there a reason why you've stopped showing up to Safety Network meetings? For the past 6 meetings, you haven't seen anyone, any officer at those meetings updating the community. And at those meetings, we have 30, 40, huge, really good turnout of residents who are deeply concerned about what's going on in the community when it comes to safety needs. So I just wanted to find out, like, is there a reason why that is not happening? Because if you folks are at the table to share this very important update with Regent Park residents at a forum that was created for Regent Park residents, there's no communication. There's, you know, few of us will hear from it, but not the majority of us. And so I want to appeal to you folks to start showing up to Safety Network meetings. They happen every month, but I think you being at the table is better than you not being at the table, right? So that's my first question, and hopefully that will be addressed.
Yeah, so I'll answer that question. And then I'll just ask that those kinds of questions, perhaps we let you guys get through their presentation, and then we'll get on to any other questions you have of that nature, but because you've asked it, I will answer it. I have attended those meetings myself personally, and I am not going to go to meetings where these officers who are doing the kind of good work that was just explained are being degraded in the meetings. I won't allow it. It's not them saying they don't want to go. It's me telling them they're not allowed to go. So I have been very clear with the co-chairs about what things would have to be met in order for us to return to those meetings. They can talk to me anytime. In fact, one of them attends our CPLC meetings. He's happy to be there. I'm glad he's coming. And I want to have communication with the community, but what I will not allow is people who are doing their job to come into meetings that are, the rules of the meetings are not being followed. The conversations, unfortunately, tend to be only a couple of people who have the opportunity to speak, rather than, and it consumes the meeting such that other people who would like to have conversations with us are unable to, because those 1 or 2 people are taking up the whole meeting. So it's not beneficial to the community as a whole, in my opinion. I have discussed this with the co-chairs at length. I've also discussed it with the unit commander of 51 Division, who supports my position here. So if they want to come back to me and talk to me about changes that have been made so that those rules will be followed, the rules that they have for themselves for those meetings, I would be more than happy to start re-attending those meetings again. But as I said, I want to know that those meetings are being chaired with the rules that have been set up for the meetings. I want to know that everybody has an opportunity to speak, not just 1 or 2 people. And I want to know that my officers, it's a safe place for them to be, as it should be a safe place for you to be as well. Those meetings should be a safe space for everybody, including the officers who are here to work on your behalf. So what I will absolutely not allow is those officers going into meetings where they get berated for 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes about things that they weren't even present for. I'm not going to allow it. Conversation is fine, criticism is fine, constructive criticism is welcome, but it has to be done in an appropriate manner, and if it's not, then we won't attend. And that's my decision to make, and that's a decision that I made, not these officers. So if there's criticisms about that, they can be directed to me, and I'll be happy to talk about that at any time with anybody that wants to talk to me about it.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, so as I said, I want these gentlemen to get through the rest of their presentation. I'm going to be here until the last person leaves the building, so you can ask me afterwards. If there's time, we'll present it afterwards, and if not, I will be happy to talk to you individually one-on-one if that's okay.
Sounds great.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead, guys.